What's going on, YouTube? There are many buyers in the US that want the opulence of a luxury crossover, but don't care about the cachet of a luxury badge, nor do they want the extra expense associated with it. That's why options like the Nissan Murano have been around for a very long time. And for 2025, it has finally been fully redesigned. Toyota has also long fought in this space, first with the Venza and now with this new model called Crown Signia. But with both of these models now on sale, it begs the question, which gives you the most luxurious and well-rounded experience? Well, that's what we're about to find out. As always, we will start this comparison by discussing the pricing. First, we have the new Murano. The top trim is known as Platinum, which is what we have today, and the as-tested price is just under $52,000 after destination. Moving to the Toyota, we have the highest-end limited trim for equivalency's sake. It starts out a little less expensive than the Murano, but needs an option package to be fully loaded. After that is accounted for and the destination charge, the total price is less than $300 different from the Murano. By the way, if you want to get the best price from local dealerships and access to invoice pricing info for these two models or any vehicle, we have a tool on our website to do just that. It's great for shopping, so be sure to check the link in the description for more information. If you're new to our comparisons, we conduct them objectively. We've done our best to weigh the points awarded throughout in major and minor categories. And towards the end, we will go over reliability and resale value information to give you a more holistic picture of the value quotient. So which SUV does it best? Let's get into it. Starting with the exteriors, these two models have two things in common. They both look luxurious, and they have much sleeker designs than the average crossovers out there. But of course, the actual details vary greatly, especially the grills, where the Crown has a subdued body color one, and the Murano goes for a gaping maul spanning from corner to corner. Lights are actually part of that grille, with a stacked element that makes up the DRLs and turn signals. The main projector LED headlights are mounted at the top, which is the opposite of the Crown, which has its projector LED headlights mounted in the middle, with daytime running lights and turn signals at the top. That aesthetic difference aside, neither of them have fog lamps. Moving to the side, you can see the luxury over capability emphasis, as neither have all that much ground clearance, but both have large and fashionable 21-inch alloy wheels. We'll talk about ride quality later on, as well as interior space from the Signia's 1.2-inch length advantage. In the back, the sleek designs are almost wagon-esque, and the Nissan offers a two-tone roof option for those who like that over the Crown. Both have completely LED backlighting and hidden exhaust tips, but only the Murano also hides the wiper blade to protect it from being weathered. As far as towing capacity, neither is really designed for that, but the Crown can handle a good deal more weight. Now let's move on to some of the individual features. Checking out the mirrors, they come nicely equipped with heating, blind spot monitoring, and power folding. In addition, both also include every other active safety system you can think of, standard on all trims. You also have limited highway driving assistance on both models. And by the way, Nissan has added complimentary maintenance for 2025, which means its entire warranty now matches Toyota tit for tat. Anyway, that concludes the outside. So now let's see how luxurious and spacious the interiors are. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We started young, and since then we've reviewed over 2,000 cars at every price point.
No matter what you're looking for, from our long-term vehicle videos to our side-by-side comparisons, we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family.
Let's learn a lot and have some fun with all the latest cars. So first, walking up to them, both have smart entry systems and fairly nice key fobs. We do have some differences though. First of all, only the Toyota offers a full digital key experience, meaning you can leave your keys behind if you need to. But that system, along with remote start, is tied to a subscription after the trial period ends. The Murano gives you a remote start from the fob that is free for life. Furthermore, note that Nissan does not have a sensor behind the door handle, so you need to press the button to unlock. Unless you're using the walkaway auto lock and unlock, which is something Toyota doesn't offer. Goodness, now that we are past the unusually complex entry comparison, let's take a look at these modern and upscale interiors. Starting with the seats, while lots of luxury brands have moved away from real leather, both of these two actually have the real deal. As a matter of fact, the Murano is using semi-aniline leather, which is one of the nicest grades available on the market. As far as the seat features, both have heating, ventilation, and memory. The Murano has 10 ways of power adjustment versus 8 in the Crown. Plus it has a feature that really stands out in this segment: massaging. Now that we're inside, we can evaluate the overall material quality. Both are very nice places to spend time, and feature abundant use of soft materials. However, the Murano Platinum actually jumps ahead of the Crown here, because it has two-tone leatherette across even the upper door trim and dash, as well as materials like the very realistic faux wood trim and faux glass trim, versus the bronze accenting on the Signia. After startup, you'll see 12.3-inch digital gauge clusters on both models, which are customizable. Note that only the Nissan has a head-up display. Coming back to the steering wheels, both are leather-wrapped and heated, with the Murano going the extra mile and having power adjustment. Both models have rain-sensing wipers. And now let's talk about the important subject of interior storage. While the center consoles are roughly the same size, it's the rest that stands out on the Murano. You'll notice that it's got more bin space and a cavernous center pass-through, which the Crown does not have, even though both SUVs utilize electronic shifters. Speaking of, both models have 360-degree cameras when in reverse, although the Nissan's has more views, including a 3D view. Moving on, we have dual-zone automatic climate control systems, with very different controls. The Murano uses touch capacitive buttons with haptic feedback that are inside of the wood trim. While that might make for a sleeker look, practically speaking, it requires a lot more concentration to make adjustments than the simple physical controls in the Toyota. Now that brings us to the volume knobs, so let's give the audio systems a sample. Overall, these systems perform pretty similarly, and add in a good amount of punch compared to their standard options. And now that takes us up to these two infotainment systems. First of all, the screen sizes are identical, at 12.3 inches each. Key features are also the same, namely that both have wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, as well as good graphics. The big difference here is that Nissan's new infotainment software has Google built in, which means you have native access to Google Maps, Google Assistant, and other Google apps. The Signia does not have this option. Wrapping up the front of the cabins, only the Toyota has a rear camera mirror system. And, although they both have panoramic sunroofs, the Crowns cannot open since it is fixed in place. So up front, the Murano has some key advantages, but now it's time to see how they stack up in the back seats and cargo areas. Beginning with the space, you will find extremely similar leg and headroom measurements. The Crown holds very small advantages that are less than the 5% difference required to score a point. Let's also talk about the amenities you will find in the back. Both have vents, USB ports, and heated back seats that do not recline. Murano throws in some sunshades, but otherwise, both are very nice places to spend time. Moving past that, let's open up the hands-free power tailgates. Once inside the cargo holds, again we have very similar amounts of space, with the back seats folded, that is. while the Crown Signia slopes the back more aggressively. It also has that extra length I was talking about earlier, which is why you see quite a bit less space behind the seats, but almost the same space when they are folded. Both include buttons or handles to fold the seats from the cargo area, but only the Murano includes a spare tire. Now that all that is settled, it's time to take this fight to the streets. What's under the hoods of these two is just as different as all the other aspects we have explored so far. The Crown Signia is one of Toyota's model lines that has moved to hybrid exclusivity. So, it has a 2.5-liter four-cylinder engine plus electric componentry, making about 246 total system horsepower. The Murano also is making a move toward greater efficiency, but without a hybrid system. It uses a variable compression technology applied to a 2-liter turbocharged four-cylinder engine to make exactly 1 horsepower more than the Crown. In practice, 0 to 60 accelerations are both right around 7 seconds. Alright, that was 60 miles per hour. It's a 2-liter turbocharged variable compression turbo 4-cylinder engine. Excuse me. 241 horsepower, which is actually going to be down 20 horsepower from the previous V6 that the Murano used to have. However, the torque figure is up a good deal from that previous model. Alright, and that was 60 miles per hour with the Crown Signia. Pretty nice acceleration. Certainly not slow by any stretch of the imagination. And with this model, what do we have under the hood? So we've got Toyota's 4th generation hybrid system. This is combining a 2.5-liter 4-cylinder engine with the hybrid electric componentry, and total output on the Signia is 240 horsepower. Both models have standard all-wheel drive, and as far as the transmissions, we have an eCVT in the Toyota and a new 9-speed automatic in the Nissan. Typically, most people prefer the more traditional feel of a conventional automatic transmission. And while neither of them is super refined sounding when accelerating, the Nissan does at least avoid the drone. So you heard me mention earlier that this has a 9-speed automatic transmission. A lot of people, I think, are going to be very happy about that because, of course, Nissan has received some criticism in the past about their continuously variable transmission. Now, in terms of other powertrain things to mention, this does have a eCVT as your transmission. You also have standard all-wheel drive. All this is going to be working together quite nicely. It's a good and responsive feel as soon as you put your foot down. But one of the main reasons you're looking to buy either of these SUVs is for sublime ride quality. Who does it best, especially with those 21-inch alloy wheels? Well, it's really close, but we have to give the edge to the Crown, which reminds us of the Lexus RX when it comes to ride quality. It's better than most versions of the RX and the Murano when it comes to handling too. While Nissan made some very nice gains with this new generation, the Crown feels more planted when cornering and surprisingly agile.
But let's go ahead and talk about ride quality for this Crown Signia. This vehicle, like we've said multiple times, is kind of like a little bit of a Lexus for less because it's going for that luxury demographic. Now, one of the things I do want to point out about this ride quality is that it is very, very good. So, like I mentioned, we've driven this for several hours at this point, and when you hit a bump, it does a very good job of soaking it up. Even with the large 21-inch alloy wheels, I've been really nothing but impressed when it comes to the ride quality.
Most certainly, and this road is pretty rough as well, and we have 21-inch alloy wheels. That's 1 inch larger than the maximum size you could get in the previous generation. Still, the ride quality, is really quite nice. I'm not noticing any major bumps kind of entering into the cabin. I feel nice and isolated from the road imperfections. But noise entering into the cabin is also important, which is why we have collected our signature sound level readings on both SUVs. They come in with quite quiet readings, especially considering that both were tested on rougher roads in other states. We included the scores for your reference, although we cannot score them officially until we have them back home in Kentucky for further testing.
All right, so it's coming in at 56.2.
54.6 is our official sound level reading.
Fuel economy is an area where there is no comparison between them. Toyota's hybrid system delivers an impressive 38 mpg combined, compared to the Murano, which actually gets the same 23 mpg combined as the previous generation with a V6. That would save you a lot of cheddar over the long run. In our reviews and comparisons, we consider reliability and resale information to give you a better picture of the overall value beyond just the original MSRP. Beginning with reliability, we developed the Combined Reliability Index, which takes into account several studies from trustworthy sources and combines them in a way that gives you a more holistic picture. Nissan ranks 2 slots below the industry average for all brands in reliability, deducting 0.2 points. While Toyota is our number 1 brand overall for reliability, coming in a whopping 16 slots above average. That'll give it plus 1.6 points. We also put Mason's economics degree to work to develop a detailed predicted resale value tool. After 5 years and 60,000 miles, there is a big discrepancy here as well. Toyota still tops the charts, coming in at 64.5% after 5 years, while Nissan sets at 50.56%. That gives Toyota plus 1.3 points according to our scale. Resale is obviously important because, as you saw at the beginning, these two cost almost exactly the same amount. I want to emphasize that if money, reliability, or resale value matter less to you personally, feel free to disregard these points. And if you'd like to check out all our data about reliability and resale values, as well as learn about our methodology, make sure to head over to carconfections.com/resale and /reliability. Buying a car is a big decision, and this is a great place to compare all the vehicle makes you might be cross-shopping.
Well, that's it for another hard-fought battle. But let's go ahead and recap here at the very end with some strong elements of both so that you could pick who is your personal winner based on what's most important to you. So the Nissan Murano should probably be your winner. If you're looking for kind of the most luxurious cabin, it does a slightly better job than the Crown at giving you that luxury experience from a mainstream brand. Also, if you're looking for more interior storage, they really did a good job of maximizing, especially in the front with that nice center pass-through, giving you tons of places to stick your belongings.
On the flip side, the Toyota Crown Signia should be your winner if you want the best fuel economy. It does get better fuel economy by a significant margin than the Nissan Murano. Also, it's going to have really the best resale and reliability of any vehicle on the market, and especially when you're cross-shopping between a Toyota and a Nissan, that's certainly something to consider. Now, we want to know your opinion. Are you taking the new Nissan Murano or the Toyota Crown Signia? Let us know your thoughts down below. Also, if you're looking to buy either of the vehicles in this comparison or any new vehicle, we would encourage you to go to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. Now, the reason you do that is because we have a tool on our website that will connect you with local car dealers in your area to get you the best price. It's also going to give you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If you'd like to take advantage of that, a link is provided in our video description, and we also have a pinned comment at the top of this video. Well, guys, that's going to be where we leave off on this Car Confections comparison video. If you enjoyed watching, we'd really appreciate it if you hit that subscribe button down below. By subscribing, you're going to be a part of our Car Confections family. We have a lot of fun on this channel. I promise you won't want to miss out. We'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.